We're live. Where are we live? Are we live on my page?
We're live.
Everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
How y'all be?
So this is a very, very special edition of Love, Sex, Jealousy, and Peace, because we're not actually going to talk about love, sex, jealousy, and peace. We're going to talk about fear, doubt, business, and relationship. So,
Oh,
I know. The big R word, relationship. Oh my God.
People have been talking about it a lot recently.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you going to do during COVID-19 when you can't go anywhere but have a relationship?
right?
Everything that brings up, apparently, for everybody tends to get saying, try not to create it all.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, all nitrous, boys and beyonds. And for any of you who are new to Access Consciousness, that was the clearing statement. And usually we have a little banner running down the bottom that says theclearingstatement.com. And you can go there for more information. So
let me get that taken care of. One moment, please.
So a funny thing happened. I actually thought relationships was just relationship between a man and a woman. And then I was actually on one of your calls.
As in this guy?
Wait, no.
That one.
Wait, there you go. Hi.
This one.
Am I?
Connor or Matt? Got it. We can use names.
Connor. Yeah, so I was on Connor and Brett's call. And then I asked the question. I don't remember the question. But it was it was basically like, oh, you have a relationship and everything, including business.
Yeah, well, not yes and no.
Okay. Can you school me, please?
Well, it's like a relationship and that you deal with is it really a weakness of yours, though? I mean, I used to think it was a weakness of mine, too.
Okay, well, maybe I was at that point where you were, and now I'm heading towards where you are.
Because then I had people actually start asking me questions about relationship, and they were like, it's like I had someone in Access ask me, Connor, I've known you for like 5 years and you haven't done a single relationship. I was like, yeah. He's like, so you don't, what? And then I can't, he's like, I think he went, what's your reality around the relationships? And I went, wow, thank you for asking, because I didn't fucking know. No one had ever even asked me that question before. And so I used to like make myself wrong. Uh-oh, she's gone. We lost her. Well, I will keep talking. She doesn't want to hear this next part is what that comes down to.
Yeah. So Connor, while we're waiting for her to come back, tell our audience a little bit about you and just where you from.
Well, hi, I'm Connor. If you've been paying any attention to like maybe anything, a couple people have said some things like we've changed tracks. I don't know if you noticed, but this whole coronavirus thing, like reality is not what it used to be. And so where do I come from anymore? I'm not even fucking sure. What's my reality with relationships? Dare I talk about it? Yes, yes. Okay. So Matt, you've been around, you've done a lot of Access. Maybe you've seen Gary tell people they need to watch a specific movie. I asked him once, what is my movie? And I think it's more of like in that moment in time, he'd look at like the energy of the person. This is just how I believe it. He didn't say this. And maybe go watch this movie. This movie will contribute to you. At the time, and probably I'm about to go watch it again after we talk about this, it was Splash. Movie Splash.
Splash.
Yeah.
That was an epic film. I mean, if you like that kind of film, that was an epic film.
Yeah, and so it's with, oh God, I cannot remember her name. Do you know her name, Matt?
It's been a long time. Let me look it up really quick here while you keep talking.
So it's for all of you out there. It's one. Oh man, I'm not. Today is not a good day for me to remember names. I'm like so off the deep end.
I forgot my name this morning.
Nice.
Well, it's not the first time, but it was kind of cool. It was an easy morning, so I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. So it's with Tom Hanks and directed by Ron Howard. It's one of like his first films, and it also has blah blah blah. What the hell is her name? Why are
Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah. So
right,
Daryl Hannah, and Daryl Hannah plays a mermaid that gets her legs. So she like ends up on land, and then she like can't speak English, but she's like amazing and she's super hot and she's really happy and likes to fuck all the time. And so she and Tom Hanks like fall in love, and then they like go off into mermaid world land. So that was my movie. So as I talk about it now, I'm like looking at like I've kind of lived in my own reality my whole life and kind of like shut off actual reality around me completely.
I'm sure nobody else has
done
that.
Of course not. And just to be like, I'm happy, fuck y'all. So I'm going to actually go watch that movie again and see what else I can gain as far as awareness from it is. And I'll acknowledge myself right now. A part of what I gained from watching that movie is a lot of sexualness. So,
sure. Can you say a little bit more about what that means? Because we probably have a few people on the feed that have no idea what any of that means except the first three letters.
Yeah. So for all of you out there, I like that we were going to talk about business, death, life, and relationships or something.
Oh, fear, doubt, business, and relationship.
Yeah. Well, it's like sexualness is your healing energy. It's also a generative force to create your life. So, I mean, most of us, if not all of us, learn to cut it off at a very early age. I personally don't know of a single cult, religion, I don't know, anything else out there in the world that doesn't say sex is bad and wrong and you shouldn't do it unless you're ready to have a baby. But, you know, I like to consider myself more like a dolphin. You know, sex for fun would be great. Handed, I'm also willing to acknowledge that reality doesn't exist yet on this planet. A lot of people make sex extremely significant.
Yeah, what if that's something we can start changing?
Yeah.
Maybe
so I may or may
be
not
a dolphin herder or something.
An agenda with this love, sex, jealousy, and peace group. So
you mean like you want to get clear on where you're at with them, or
no, I want to change. I want to change the world.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. Connor, this is great because Annie has this capacity around, like when she chooses something, it's done. It's happening. That's it.
Yep.
You know, she just like nothing will actually
sure
stop
nobody
her
else has that capacity, right?
No.
Well, I don't think anyone does.
Until we choose a distractor implant, like business, sex, or business, relationship. What are we doing? Business, relationship, life.
Fear and doubt.
Fear and doubt. Yeah.
Okay. Sex isn't even in this foursome here. So.
Oh.
Except for the fact that the moment you choose one of these distractor implants, you will cut off your sexualness. You'll cut off everything about you.
Yeah.
In favor of feelings. Sexualness is an awareness. Feelings are you taking things that you're aware of, typically, and then turning it into something that's in your body and making yourself wrong.
Fun.
Yeah, exactly. So how many of you out there are functioning from the feelings that create the fear, the doubt, the business, and the relationship that you're choosing. Everything that is times a godzillion, destroy and create it all.
Yes,
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop,
Papa, boys and beyond.
Isn't that our favorite thing about relationship? Is the feelings?
Oh,
Favorite.
yes. Feelings.
Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Trying to forget my feelings of love.
I love how your eyes roll back when you
Because that's what happens. Like the moment you do feelings, your eyes are in the back of your head, but not from orgasm, but from like
unconsciousness.
Yeah.
Well, that feelings thing, have you ever, it's like you're talking about unconsciousness, and it's like you feel like you're in this soup as soon as you go into one of these distractor implants. Do you guys get that? Everything gets thicker and denser and more pronounced.
Yeah.
Or that's just me.
Well, yeah. What do you love about distracting yourself?
Right? Yeah. And so it's like we all just love to distract ourselves.
Yeah, so for all of you out there, if you notice you're in a distractor implant and you're in this soup that Matt is talking about, you got to go, how much of this is a distractor implant in POC and POD? So you go right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all 9 shorts, bloods, and beyonds. All the distractor implants creating this POC and POD, all of them. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all 9 shorts, bloods, beyonds.
So how about if you've been in the soup for so long that you just don't realize you're in the soup?
That was me. Yep.
Well, what's the question there?
Should we use one of the 4?
For all of you out there, the reason I say what's the question is because question, choice, possibility, and contribution are the elements that will create your life. Distractor implants will not create. They're an immediate conclusion, and you're gone. So you want to look at like, what can I ask here? And if you're ever asking how or why, you're not really asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
So is it really, the real question is it really true you don't know that you're in it? Because if you're already asking how about when I've been in it so long that I don't even know I'm in it, well, you have enough awareness to ask that question, but now you've come to the conclusion that you can't actually be aware of when you're in a distractor implant. Which all it takes to become aware of whether or not you're in a distractor implant is to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized that right now. So thank you both, because I've been doing the same thing. I'm like, how do I know if I'm in a distractor implant or not? Ask, am I in a distractor implant? Okay. How much of this is a distractor implant? All of that times a godzillion, destroy and create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, on insurance, but yes. Keep going about your business.
Cool. It sounds so simple.
It's weird, it is. There's only one thing you want hard in life.
And do you really want it hard all the time?
Why not? I used to think when I was younger that I didn't want it hard when I had to go to the bathroom. Now I'm just happy when it's hard, period, just because it's great.
Okay, good.
Because it was like an inconvenience previously. But I did spend a period of my life where I didn't really get one very often, and I was like, what the fuck? I say one, because it's like an erection for those of you out there that do not understand what we were talking about.
Or if this is going to be translated in a different language.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so can we talk more about... Oh, I just wanted to talk about business.
That's exactly what happens to a man's brain when he has an erection. He goes, whoa, what?
Like business. Because these are all like together, like relationship and business. And I'm just really interested. How is business an actual like distractor implant?
Sure, this is one of my favorites.
This probably has nothing to do. Okay, let's go.
Are you
It's
creating
good.
your life or are you creating business?
Oh. Okay.
Bow.
I mean, like the thing I fucking love about Access is it's about creating your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about creating business. Is your business, do you live to create your business or does your business live to create your life?
Yeah.
My fucking target is to make sure my business creates my life. Like one of my favorite tools, like, because everybody goes, well, then they take that idea into this thing of, well, then I'm only going to choose what's fun for me. And Gary goes, yeah, only choose what's fun for you. And the parts of the business, and then people go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do my finances because that's not fun for me. Yeah. And what Gary does is he goes, that's not fun for me. Who can I hire to do that? Who likes doing that? Somebody fucking, and that was the hardest thing for me to get, was that other people actually like doing shit that I don't like doing. And because they like doing it, they'll do it for like, not very much money. I'm like, if I was doing that, you'd have to pay me like thousands of dollars. It would be not even economically viable. Like spreadsheets, not interested. I spent a whole summer doing spreadsheets. But at that point in time, I was like, must get job. Go to college, get job. Plug into Matrix. Feed techie energy.
That worked, right?
Yeah.
That was tons of fun.
Until I loved it. When I quit my job as an engineer, the lady that worked the front desk for us, our receptionist, goes, you know what, Connor? Some people just aren't cut out for, office jobs. I was like, really? How do you know? She's like, you might want to look in the mirror. You don't really, she didn't say it, but she thought, like, you don't fit in, okay? Although while trying to fit in the whole time.
Mm.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm like so envious of Shannon O'Hara because I listened to a podcast she did recently and she's like, I didn't grow up thinking I needed a job. She grew
Yeah,
up
I
around
heard
her.
that.
She grew up around Gary, just like creating your life, and businesses are there to support the life you desire to create and the future on the planet you desire to create. And I was like,
Whoa.
wow, totally different reality. I mean, I've spent years doing this thing of like trying to choose the things that would support me financially so that I could choose my life.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Instead of just
always took me in the wrong direction. Every time. If I chose for money so that I could have the money that I thought I needed to create my life, it always fucking sent me down a deep, dark rabbit hole of no fun.
Oh.
And that doesn't mean you have to quit those creations, because if I tried to quit those creations, that's also a destruction of my life because I already chose it. So keep receiving from the choice you make and the choices you make,
And
even if they
just
were stupid,
keep choosing more.
and keep choosing more. What else can I add to my life? So like, what does that look like? It's like, for me, facilitating really didn't start working as a business until I went, fuck it, I don't give a shit what I got to be or do, who I got to fuck, who I got to kill, whose firstborn son I got to kidnap. Not kill.
You can have
I'm not
one.
actually going to kill anybody. For those of you out there, it's just like being willing to be or do whatever it takes to create the life and living I'd really like to have. And still to this day, it's mind blowing as to what that actually is. I still wake up thinking, oh God, I got to go do this. But oh God, I have to go do this has nothing to do with the question of what can I be or do today to create the life and living I'd really like to have right away.
Mm-hmm.
So like the moment you do business, from my point of view, like the moment you go, oh, let me go get this job that I don't really care to do, so that 2 years from now I can have the money to do the things I want to do. then, I mean, really, in truth, that may or may not contribute to creating your life. It depends. But for me, it never worked.
Yeah.
I'd be like, let me go get a job and save up money, and then I'm going to go create my life. And then at the end of doing the job and trying to save the money, I'm like, I have the same amount of money I had when I started. What the fuck? That didn't actually save any. Or if I did save any, it was like $1,000. I'm like, really? Well, I was at such a, I'm like, I'm gonna stop being an idiot. I'm gonna go get a job and I'm gonna save up money and pay off all my debts. What the hell happened? Why didn't it work? I wasn't choosing to live my life. And I even tried to do like my facilitation business from what I thought was going to work, not from what was actually going to create my life. What I thought was going to work was, oh, I need to rent some space at a wellness center. And then a year later, I realized, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want a 9 to 5. People that work at wellness centers with an office space, everybody else there is like, oh, this is great. What are you going to do on the weekend? I'm like, I don't want to go do on the weekend. I want to fucking facilitate and get out there and create the world I'd like to see. I don't want to drive to work when everybody else is driving to work. And I don't want to drive home from work and everybody else is driving home from work. I don't want to go to lunchtime. Oh. But if you want to do that, that's awesome. The thing is energetically, if we're going to talk energetics, like for me, a lot of things are energetics. Energetically, it's not going to work if it's not creating your life. Yeah. So in truth, the things that aren't working, they're not working because that's not what's creating your life. And not from, oh, I'm wrong because I'm not creating my life. More like, what would you really create if you're truly creating your life?
Yeah. That's a great question.
Yeah, and so all the distractor implants, every single 23 of them, are things that you choose to not choose that.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because what you do, instead of creating your life, you go find a relationship with somebody so that you can, go do a relationship and live on the beach or whatever, and you're like, look how happy we are. Is that really the way you want to live?
I mean, how long is that gonna last, really? I'd be
for
so
some
bored.
for some people, they'll do it for 44 years.
Oh God.
Or 60 years or whatever it is. I mean, the interesting thing is, there's an interesting statistic. I'm going to become a really bad man for saying this.
Okay.
Say it, yes, yeah. Say it, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Just go for it.
Matt, what do you think? Yes or no? Say it. That was kind of a no.
Yes, no. Did I say the right thing?
All right. So if you read, there's a statistic of the interesting thing is it's racially described too, is that husbands of white women in the United States, their death rate increases if their wife dies. Like there is a very, very defined or very pronounced, let's call it very pronounced statistic describing how most men, regardless of the man's race, it doesn't matter if the man's white, black, Mexican, Chinese, whatever, if he's married to a white woman in the United States, the death rate climbs to within 3 months after the wife dies. Now, why do I say that? There might be a couple men in the United States, and there might be a few white women in the United States that say, you need to give your life up for me. And when the man gives his life up for the lady, the moment she is gone, what do you do now? Bye.
You give up your life?
You gave it your life. She had your life. Now she's gone. Where are you going? You don't know what to do anymore.
Wow. That was in the song that you played the other day, the John Denver song.
Was it?
Wasn't
Yeah, it
it?
was.
Like
It was.
something
Yeah.
about something about giving up your life or
Yeah. Pretty
something.
much. Pretty much. Yep.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
so totally ingrained in society. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so, that. Yeah. So it's a very interesting concept what our choices actually create. It's like when I first started as an engineer, I met guys that were 75, 80 years old. A lot of them retired at retirement age. They went home for 5 years, fixed up their house, did all sorts of stuff, traveled, did all the things they ever wanted to do in life, and then got bored and went back to work.
Okay.
So I looked at
So,
that and I went, why the fuck would I work 60 years or however long they worked? Because I started working at 20 and worked until 70, 50 fucking years so that they could have, and they spent 50 years going, I'm going to retire. And then the moment they retired, they were like,
I'm so bored.
I'm bored. Oh
Hmm.
my God, I'm so bored. I guess I'll go back to work. This is more fun than being at home. So I looked at
Wow.
that and I went, fuck, if I was actually, what do I want to do that I don't ever want to retire from?
Hmm.
Like I talked to a friend, he's like, oh man, it'll be great when I'm 70. This is when we're like 25. When I'm 70, it'll be awesome. I can't wait to retire. I'm just going to fish all day. I'm like, why don't you just fish all day now? Oh, it's crazy. I'm like, you can just quit your job and fish now. You don't really need much money to fish because you can catch a fish and eat it. And
Hey guys,
beer, you can get beer for pretty cheap.
if I can jump in
Yeah.
really quick.
Yeah.
We've got your host going. I'm going to drop out. I've got another prior engagement. Enjoy this. You guys, please look at these 4 things Connor and Annie are talking about.
Yeah.
I love you all. We'll see you soon. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, Matt. So like he
So
said,
how do I
what?
how do we turn off the
Probably just
stream?
leave. We probably just hit leave. Probably just hit the
Okay.
leave button. So yeah, if you've got, to me, and then the big thing is that when you choose, you start choosing, fear comes up, doubt comes up, and you just pock and pot them.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean I personally haven't gone through a lot of like, oh my God, I'm scared. Oh my God, I have this going on.
Like,
But
am I doing the right thing? Am I wrong? Am I right? Doubt.
yeah.
Oof. Are we supposed to be on the stream now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look too, when you do doubt, are you looking at what you can actually create to create what you'd like to create? Or are you just stuck in this world of doubt?
Yeah.
Wow.
For me, like, I just keep going in a circle and not
Yeah.
actually choosing what would create or whatever action I have to take.
Yeah. And actually, thank you for that, because I just realized I've been doing a lot of doubt too. And I just realized I didn't even realize I was doing doubt.
Whoa.
I was like, is this going to work? 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 It's not a question. Real question is, what do I got to do and be to create this the way that's actually going to work for me? And you'll know the second it's not actually going to work, you'll know.
And if it is going to work, or there's an energy there, it's like so light, and it's just like, it's almost like pulling you. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
So we could actually like just, shall we talk about things coming up?
Sure. Yeah, I guess we have been on for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been like 30 minutes.
Wow, has it really? Jeez, that was fast. Cool. Oh yeah, so things coming up. We're doing a class together called Relationship Doesn't Have to Be Shit. It's based off it's partially based off of a book that Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here wrote called Sex is Not a 4-Letter Word, but Relationship Oftentimes Is. So what if relationship didn't have to be a 4-letter word? Which is very funny, because when people from other countries hear that, they think four-letter word like love. So they're thinking that the book is about relationship, oftentimes is love, but sex is not. So it's very funny.
So which four-letter word is it? Because I thought it was love.
See,
Ooh,
when we say a four-letter word, that means crap or shit.
really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Okay.
Sex is not crap and shit, and relationship oftentimes is. I mean, do you see a lot of people that are actually doing what might actually be considered true love? And it love's another distractor implant, but that's a story for another time.
That was our last conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
watch
that was
video.
like years ago. Seems.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is.
So
That was like a week ago, wasn't it? Or 2 weeks?
2 weeks?
Cool. Yeah. All
Wow.
right.
I didn't know that. Okay, learn
Mhm.
something new.
There you go.
Guys, we're facilitating the class together. So
Yeah.
if I'm learning something, you guys are definitely going to learn something.
Yeah. So if you're interested in, having better sex and better relationships, we would love to contribute to creating that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a lot of people think that with access consciousness, we think relationships are bad, but that's not really true. People don't think they're bad. There's a lot of people doing relationship. I used to think that they were bad. That was totally my point of view. Like, they're bad. I'm not creating my life if I'm choosing a relationship. I have a different point of view now.
Yeah.
So,
And what if you could actually create a relationship that works for you, or a
yeah.
relationship that contributes to your life, so you're like creating more?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if there's different possibilities?
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for having me, Annie.
Thanks for hopping on.
I
know
think
you're
I feel like I'm getting wedgied by Sewell still, because the podcast I did with him today was, you talk so much you even scare my pets. I'm like, oh my god, did I talk too much again? Probably.
Do I talk too much? Cool. Well, yes. So thanks everybody for coming. And what's our website? It's I'm pretty sure it's analetme.com/relationship class.
Cool. I like it.
So we'll post it somewhere.
Cool.
So come join. It's only $10, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Yep.
Or we won't.
Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
So, thanks for joining, everybody.
Yep.
We're going to go now.